gentlemen, we've got another thing to get onto here very quickly. Shifting from the world of PlayStation to the world of Microsoft. They announced a couple of days ago that I guess what you would cross-platform multiplayer, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Xbox One games playing not only with Windows 10 games, which is not all that new in the world of video game multiplayer, but also opening the doors for Xbox games to play with PlayStation games. I was about Psyonix, about to say Psygnosis, wrong video game company. Psyonix have come out and said that this is great, that they're going to try and implement this into Rocket League, which is great because already that was a PlayStation 4 game that could play with the PC fan base and vice versa, and the Xbox One guys were sort of left on their own. Where do you think this comes from, Mike? I guess the reasoning behind Microsoft doing this, is this just another shaking off more, leftovers from the previous regime, or does this actually work for games like The Division, for instance, where there are people about to buy this game and maybe the install base is lower on the Xbox One and they don't want to discourage people from playing on that?
I think in terms of software sales, it's not going to hurt anyone. You have games like Titanfall where people are really liking it, or Evolve, which is, I think was a good game, but then the multiplayer base drops off really fast. So now, ideally you'll have 3 different platforms to just really bolster a multiplayer base, and I can only imagine it's going to help the developers making games, and it's going to help, the players never have a shortage, because multiplayer bases, I don't know if people realize, it's really hard to maintain. Not many games keep one for longer than a few weeks after launch, a huge one. And I can only imagine this would help. From a business standpoint, I think it's, I don't know, the actual how the numbers would shake out. I think it's a good move on Sony's part to Microsoft's part to invite Sony into this, because like you said, with games like Rocket League, it works really well. And if they could just figure it out, how to do it across 3 different platforms in the best case scenario, I think it's a good move.
Yeah, I mean, it makes business sense, right? More than anything else.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's definitely going to open up more, just a bigger install base, as you said, right? So that more people can play with other people. It's the dream, right? I want to play with my friend in Destiny or something that plays on Xbox One that I can't do because we're on separate consoles and we don't want to re-level a character to play with each other, because that's just a huge waste of time.
How many times have you bought a game on a specific platform because of your mates? I feel like I do that all the time.
Yeah.
The Division was one I was like, I want to get it on PC, but everyone's playing it on PlayStation 4. And then I was like, I'll just buy it on PC, I guess. And Rocket League is another perfect example of this, where, the Xbox One version obviously has a bunch of cool cars that aren't on the other ones. And maybe Halo fans want to play that, but then they're like, well, maybe I'll just get it on PlayStation because all my buddies are playing on that, or PC.
And that seems like, to me, kind of the hardest part of this from a business perspective, in terms of, so there's a lot of this exclusivity now, right? Or 1 month early access to, content, right? How do you open this up for obviously it's not all the games right away. In a perfect world, yes, right? But how do you do something where, let's say The Division is getting Xbox One DLC first, right? How does the PlayStation people just they're not able to play with the Xbox One people in that content only then? Or the Destiny had guns that, and on PS4 that Xbox One didn't have. So that guy's got a Hawk Moon and we don't even have that in our game.
I mean, I wonder, because then presumably the PlayStation 4 version of Rocket League would need to have the Warthog in it to display the Warthog. Because even if you can't buy it yourself, I can see the Batman car, even though I've not bought that DLC pack. But, because then you're into weird licensing issues where, okay, now Microsoft's going to license out the look of the Warthog on a Sony console, where that problem wasn't there before. So, I wonder. I mean, it's opened the door. Whether or not, people take advantage of it, we'll have to see. Master the Hero in the Twitch chat said, end of the console war. If anything, this shows that the console war is alive and well. Microsoft are bending the knee, right?
I think the console wars will go on definitely, indefinitely, as long as there are console specific games too, right? It's because from their perspective, it's I got PS4 and I have this game and you don't. That's why PS4 is superior, because it also looks better. Anyways, but you know what I mean?
The console war is alive because of you, Eric Tay.
I know. That's what I'm there.
Because of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
The console war is alive.
Oh, yeah. I'll jump on that
And
one.
because of Tomb Raider, just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, Forza,
Andy Bauman's not here anymore. We don't have to talk about Forza.
Shout outs to my man Bao.
He's gonna crash through the wall and make us talk about Forza.
No, he's not allowed to talk about Forza either.
Yeah,
he works for Ubisoft.
He talks about the division now.
No,
He's
no.
a company man.
No, he talks about what's the Crew.
Oh,
That's the only
okay.
driving game Andy Bauman's allowed to
Loyalty
talk
shifted.
about.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
There you go, yeah. I guess cross-platform open. The last point on this, Sonic said, we're thrilled to confirm that Rocket League will be one of the first games to take advantage of this new capability by enabling cross-network play, is what they're calling it, between Xbox One and PC players with an open invitation for other networks to participate as well. Sorry, that was Sony who said that. An open invitation to Android and to iOS and to Sony as well, I guess. So there you go. Let us know if you're excited about this in the comments as well, in the Twitch chat. Do you have a situation, is there like one game where you and your buddies play that you wish you had cross-platform play, cross-network play, that maybe this will open up? Let us know in the comments below.